e-waste is the fastest growing waste stream there is in the world. If you look around even in this room and what everyone presumably has on their person, there's a significant amount of this stuff, and it's only going to continue to grow exponentially as the cloud connects more inanimate devices, so machine-to-machine interface, as the emerging world continues to develop. People are refreshing technology for all kinds of different reasons, right? For feature, for function, for fashion, because they've been given an incentive by a vendor, because it might be moving towards a consolidated shared services base. There's all kinds of reasons why it happens. And especially in the business environment, the fact that we are refreshing this equipment because the incumbent is dead and no longer works. When I talk about reuse of the ERA, people often ask me when I'm speaking with prospective organizations, client organizations, or other groups, how much does the ERA manage to reuse? And the numbers that I had for 2012 alone, in Alberta alone, we put through about 320 tons of equipment through the ARMA program. ARMA is the Alberta Recycling Management Authority. 320 tons represented about half our yield. And so we do see that on a province-by-province basis. So about half of what we collect, we are able to compel ongoing use case scenarios for. That's 320 tons of equipment that otherwise would have been in landfills, discarded prematurely, or increasingly, those that need the assistance would not have had the assistance otherwise. So you can see 40 million tons per year globally. That would be as of 2013, as they were putting the slide together for 2014. It's growing at an exponential rate, as mentioned. And when you see these truck graphics, that lighter green represents how much of those waste streams are actually recycled. What happens to the other stuff? Well, it might end up in landfills. It might end up discarded. Environment Canada estimates that in the average Canadian household, there's between 20 and 40 electronic devices being used or not used. People just hoard them. There's always stuff going on. If you've got kids, I've got a daughter. She always wants to have the next gadget and all that sort of stuff, right? It's very hard for me to say no to her sometimes. And even she, as one small individual, generates e-waste herself. You know, again, what does that have to do with a conference based around, cloud computing largely? Well, the cloud continues to drive new efficiencies in tech sector disruption. So I took a look at some of the global analysis from last year, what they were forecasting for 2014. And basically the impact of the cloud is that, again, people are spending less money on new hardware, and the hardware, in many cases, that they are purchasing is of a different, less sophisticated chipset for accessing cloud services that are being delivered off-site, or increasingly dense, smaller footprint, high performance, lower volume server type equipment.